Plus, as well as fly fishing gear ones. The great spot where he's at.
Yeah.
Okay, but then,
Okay, all right, so we'll call to order the Sullivan County Funding Court meeting. Julio, roll call please.
From Ms. Laughlin.
Here.
Ms. Laughlin, Ms. Lara.
here,
Ms. Lara, President, Mr. Schmidt.
Here.
Mr. Schmidt, President, Mr. Steingart.
Yeah.
President, Mr. Balon.
Yeah.
President, Ms. Floyd, Mr. Siegel, and Mr. Brooks.
Not good. Oh. And Gunter's not here too. And Gunter.
Yeah.
Oh, you said, it. I didn't hear you say that, sorry.
Mr.
Okay. All right, so the first order of business are bills and communications, or there were, right? Good meeting minutes. Oh, sorry, meeting minutes. Did everybody get a chance to look, and if so, can I have a motion to approve?
Okay.
Okay, Scott, second.
I'll second.
Ira, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, approved. And then we have just one, payment, the big one, for the food hub for 100,000,
correct.
right?
Yep.
And does anybody, this is our third, is this the third one? It says
The third
I think
Yeah.
that's the third
installment
one,
payment, but
right?
it's the second one of the year. We amended the
Right.
agreement to provide to this year.
We just accelerated
Yeah.
it 6 months early, so.
Exactly. Okay, can I have a motion to approve the payment?
I'll make a motion.
Kathleen, second,
Aye.
Scott, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, carries. We then have the financial report. You had a question on.
I do. I have a couple of questions. There's 3 loans assigned from Sullivan County that are delinquent. You can see them on the report.
There,
Go ahead.
there were more, but the board directed us to write off the ones
This is
that we felt that.
This is the county loans that never, ever were behind and everything was hunky-dory, remember?
Right,
Oh.
there were some that were very delinquent for many, many years.
We wrote
and we
those
wrote those off, so those are
We still
fine.
have 3.
Right,
We've written off 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
no, only 1, 2, 3, 4, if you count the one that had almost no balance.
1, 2, 3, 4, we wrote off.
Yeah.
There's 3 more that are delinquent, and there's one that is of particular concern, which is the Calicoon Business Association, which is a $50,000 loan, which was for the purpose of something to do with a tourism
It was
project.
it was a bridge loan from the county intended to bridge a grant from the USDA, so it was pending reimbursement. We have, very late last week, we got some updates from the business association, Julio can speak more to it, and so one thing, and the other thing is, if we're gonna talk about financial history of corporations, we could do that privately or. It's up to
We
the
can
board,
either or
obviously.
not,
Right.
depending.
Right, it's up to the board, so I just want to mention that.
I thought we got an update on Calicoon Business Association, right?
So we did, I reached out to Nicole Balance last week and she wrote a formal letter and then provided some backup documents. The original the original loan was to bridge a grant from USDA that they had a grant award with. They petitioned for those funds in 2019, and then obviously pandemic happened, and they weren't able to draw down the funds from that grant and that grant. They didn't utilize that grant. They then became delinquent under the agreement they made with the county to not pay back the 50,000. They've leveraged those funds to get grant awards from other granting sources, particularly the Dormitory Authority for an Economic Development Assistance Program grant. They're currently midway and about to sign a grant disbursement agreement with DASNY. And so they request in their letter if the corporation would either amend the agreement to allow them to keep the funds and use it for this purpose, which is the same purpose but different grant. And then also to keep the same terms of the agreement. And so for a 12-month extension from now. They provided a bank statement
I
that,
mean, would you be inclined to do it since you're closest to this?
I think they should reapply and go through an underwriting process.
Okay.
But they showed us their bank statement. They have the funds if the committee decides not to, allow them to get it.
They pay it back?
Yeah. Immediately.
That gives me a little more confidence.
So if we get it back, it kills their project.
Well, they wouldn't be able to lay out the funds to then be reimbursed.
Because the other grant requires that. You have to spend the money before you can get it back, so they're in kind of.
And what do they intend to use those funds for? What kind of a project is
It's
it?
the old Calico Depot train station.
Make it, that was the whole visitors center conference from years ago.
Yeah.
The same place, yeah.
Same thing.
So what will it be now when it's done?
Same thing.
Same thing.
They're not changing the use, they're just changing the
I just think we can either clean it up by amending it based upon a letter without going through underwriting, or we could go through a new application and go through underwriting. I think leaving it in the fall when there's
Right.
an explanation is a bad idea.
Julie and I were discussing that actually right before we came, and, I was gonna ask your opinion from a legal standpoint, which way we're
I
better
don't think
off.
it's a legal issue either way. I think you could accept a letter of explanation and amend it based upon that letter, or you could ask them to reapply. I don't think that there's a legal issue either way.
If that's the case, why go through the process, just
Right.
I mean,
amend it?
it's up to, would that be okay with you? Because you're saying let them reapply and go through
I
underwriting.
think that he was probably coming from our conversation from me. And my response was, let's talk to Walter.
Yeah, I think you
Why
could
do
do it
extra
either
work if
way.
we don't
I mean,
have
if there's no formal process in the guidelines about this. I mean, it's one in a bazillion. They didn't get a grant, now they might get another grant. So, I think the intent here was, it's a reimbursement grant, but they don't have the money to pay out to be reimbursed. So if we pull the rug out from under them, they're not gonna have a project. But they haven't inartfully or inappropriately spent the money, they still have it.
They did the right thing.
They did the right thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's a vibrant business community. They mean well, just got a little dysfunctional there or something happened.
I don't think they were being, I'm not
Yeah,
gonna speak
let's
bad about the county wasn't also following up with them. It sat there for a long time.
Well, that's why we've written off 4 of the great loans that never went into default,
Right,
so.
so, right, I'm with you, Phil.
I'm not worried about the other 2. If you wanna talk about the other 2, we should do it in an executive session. I was only concerned about this one.
Right,
Are you or Julio concerned about the other 2?
no, no.
Okay. All right, so then we're good.
So the decision is still made.
Well, I
They-
could
they
also
could-
send you what they said.
They can do a letter application explaining what happened and asking us to redocument the loan so that it attaches to a different grant. Okay?
So do we need any motion needed or anything?
I mean, we have a committee, it'll go to the committee and they'll do what the committee does.
Okay. Does anybody have any other questions about the financials?
Yeah.
No? Okay. So do we want a motion on the quarterly financials or we
No,
don't?
we don't do that.
Right, yeah.
They're just
Okay.
informational.
So we'll go on to with 2 resolutions. The first is authorizing again an extension for the Monticello Industrial Park for 2 years. So why are we doing this also?
Well, one of them has to do with buying the property, that's this one.
Okay,
There was a condition attached to the sale that they actually don't be a real estate holding company, they really do something. And then the IDA project was what they were really doing.
got it.
So they both need to
They
happen,
both-
2 different entities.
Okay, so
I'll make the
you'll
motion.
make the motion. Second, Kathleen?
Sure.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, so that's approved. And the last,
We have to make this one fit.
the last resolution is appointing a chair of the Sullivan County Funding Corp and updating the committee appointments of the board of directors.
I'll make the motion.
Okay,
I'll second.
Second, Scott, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And any other business for the Sullivan County Funding Corp? Okay, and there's no public comment, so can I have a motion to adjourn?
Okay.
Scott,
Second.
second Kathleen, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so that meeting's adjourned. One more to go.